Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a lot different from the other videos that I've done in the past, well, the wine time videos. This video is the introduction to a series that I'm going to start called Letters to My Daughters. It's pretty much just going to be letters to my daughters, me giving them advice, tips, and tricks, and things like that. But I also wanted to share it with girls that don't necessarily have a matriarchal figure in their lives or someone that can sit down and give them this kind of advice. Maybe they're being raised by a single father, or maybe they're in the foster care system, or may have been adopted. Maybe they feel alone and they feel like they can't necessarily talk to anyone. That's who these videos will be for. So a little bit about me, and why I want to make these videos. I was adopted when I was 3 years old. I was taken away from my biological mother. I do not know the circumstances surrounding the incident or why I was taken away. I really don't care, because I was then given to a wonderful woman that decided that I was worthy enough to be adopted and her first adopted child. So I did have a mother, but my mother, the woman that adopted me, was 64 years old when I was 3. So as I got older and she got older, of course the age gap is already significant. The way that she grew up and dealing with relationships and dealing with men and, things like that was pretty outdated by the time it was time for me to start dating. She grew up in the 30s, 40s, and 50s and was an adult in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, so she, the standard for dating had changed drastically. So she didn't sit down and have the conversations with me about sex and about being in a relationship and how a man should treat you and things like that. So I set my own standards, but I'll say that they weren't very high because my first couple of relationships weren't that great. The very first one I had was just a pretty much an in-school boyfriend. And unfortunately, I allowed myself to lose my virginity to this person. My second relationship was an older guy. He was maybe 4 years older than me, but back then my mother didn't care because she was old fashioned, and back then they dated well outside of their age range. But in our time in present day, 4 years is a large age gap if you are in your teens and the other person is in their 20s. That's just like looked at as strange. Needless to say that relationship didn't really go anywhere. It didn't last that long. It was fun while it lasted. Then my next relationship I thought was going to be my last relationship. It was with my ex-husband. We met when we were 16, 17 years old, and we started out as best friends, but then it turned into a relationship, and we had our first child when we were 18. And you think that you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life, and then things like slowly start to go downhill. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know if there was resentment there or what the situation was, but I was in it. That was my relationship, and we had a baby together. And we went on to have 2 more children. We married when we were 23, and we were divorced by the time we were 26. It was not an overall happy marriage. We had our happy moments and our good times or whatever, but it wasn't that great. And there were things that I should have noticed going into the relationship or going into the marriage or things like that should have given me pause, that should have made me take a step back and look at it and say, hey, maybe I don't need to be in this relationship, or maybe we need to take a break, or things like that. And I had plenty of opportunities to take that break, but I didn't want to, or we didn't want to, or we wanted to carry on with this not so great relationship. And it ended up being the destruction of us. But it was a blessing in disguise. It was great. We did not need to be together anymore, because at that point, it was over. It was over before it was over. But neither one of us had realized that. And we were just, I guess we were just staying in the relationship for our children. And I do not want my children or my girls or my son to go through that. I want them to know what to look for and how to react and how to get out, and, just to be cautious and to pay attention to how they feel and to that gut instinct that they may have. And so, and if they don't follow that gut instinct, or if they don't necessarily have it, or they're blinded with the bright light of a relationship, or blinded, or the vision is blurry through rose-colored glasses, I want to be that, that ear that they can lean, that they can come talk to, or I want to be that mirror that they look into, the reflection of what they're going through, and maybe that they'll grasp it and they'll understand and make that tough decision. So that's what this series is going to be about, and a couple other like little things here and there, makeup, dressing, etiquette, such things as that. So I've wanted to do this for so long, but I just didn't know how to go about doing it. I feel very passionate about helping, younger girls, because I just couldn't believe how long I went in that situation. So, subscribe, like this video, hit the notification bell so you'll know and you'll get notified when I post the next video, and we'll start this journey on letters to my daughters. All of you all are my daughters, and I hope you all like this video. Talk to you later.